Welcome back to another episode of the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast. This is Kirk. Of course, I've got, co-host number one, Kirk, myself. Along with me, I've got Jacob, co-host number two.
So long-winded. What's up, guys?
Yeah, I felt like being long-winded today.
Yeah, that was good.
What's up?
We watched the Making New Friends / positive and negative episode. I'd been waiting for this one because I remembered the second half of this one. Actually, I remembered both halves of it, honestly. I'd just been kind of waiting because it seems like they postpone stuff like constantly this season. They're just always forgetting about storylines.
Yeah,
so it's just like, when is it coming around?
I remembered some of the parts of this one. Yeah, it wasn't one that like ever stuck with me as like a classic episode couplet or anything, but I definitely do remember it. Especially the stuff with Cookie and the Weasel, I think, the Born Free song and things like that.
Well, and like the whole like I remember like all the big production and stuff like that Professor Xavier puts on and everything.
Okay. See, that didn't really stick with that didn't pop out as something I remembered necessarily. But that was classic. But that's in the second half. We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Are you drinking anything fun tonight?
Well, this is a Wakula Hefeweizen. It's just from First Magnitude here. It's another brewery in Gainesville here.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
I like Hefeweizens, but I feel like I never have them at home. I need to start having some in the fridge.
No, I like Germanic beers, and of all the Germanic beers, Hefeweizens are probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm. There's also what's it called, like the Dunkelweizen or whatever the hell the other one is.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's Dunkelweizen. There's like Weizenbach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's other different ones.
The Pilsner. I don't think that's German. Well, I'm just drinking Coors Light. I'm not drinking anything fun.
Yeah, that's good though. But yeah, today's episode air date was originally 3/24 of 2007.
Yep.
I don't have any fun facts as to like anything that happened on that date or anything.
What day was it again?
March 24th, 2007.
No, nothing happened on that day. 3/24?
Mm-mm. But this episode did have an 8.7 IMDb score, which is pretty high for...
That is pretty friggin' high, dude.
A net app,
Damn high.
It was only like less than 100 people that left an actual rating, but still.
Let us know if you're one of the netheads out there that goes to each individual episode and is rating it.
Yes.
I feel like I never do that, like rate individual episodes of shows. I don't do that on
Maybe for this.
I'll rate the show as a whole.
I can't believe, I've done a disservice to myself and to all the netheads and to the entire community really by not rating each episode along as we go. As we do the podcast. Because that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, we could have done it. It would have been convenient,
But in a way,
fresh off your head.
But it's almost the IMDb rating thing. It's almost a disservice to the Weasel system because the Weasel system is more pure in a lot of ways.
It is. That's true.
IMDb gets polluted, by hype and things like that.
Well, it's crowdsourced,
It's crowdsourced. You can't trust the crowd. You can only trust.
No,
people
you
like
can't.
us.
There's too many emotions involved in crowdsourced voting.
Yeah. But that's what's nice about is Rotten Tomatoes is also crowdsourced, or?
Yeah, it is.
It's
crowdsourced. There's
the
audience rating and the critic rating.
The critic ratings, but whatever.
Although, do you actually have to be a critic to give a critic rating? I don't understand how Rotten Tomatoes works, honestly.
I just don't know. If you have a vlog and you have like some amount of a following, can you like just do that? I don't know. But we have only 6 episodes left this season. Oh, well, this series. Ned's Declassified has 6 episodes left for this podcast. That's just...
We are dangerously close to the end.
We shed a tear, collectively.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We took a moment of silence.
Yeah.
We praised the only bean god we know.
Lunch lady.
That they'll release like a college series or something. But
now we have to do something else after that. But whatever, we're in it for now.
Yeah.
We're all in. Coming up. All right.
We'll never know this.
Yeah. So in we've talked about this before. We can revisit it since it's been a minute. But in the intro song, there's the main lyric, obviously, that goes along. But there's also a background lyric, and there's a guy that sings like as the guy's.
Yeah, he's like speed rapping. He's like Twista back there.
Without listening to it, it's hard to talk about it But
would you consider that track to be nu metal?
I would say it's more pop
Because
punk.
there's like a little bit of rapping in it, you know? Isn't that the defining characteristic of nu metal, was that it was rock rap?
Is that rapping?
I mean, he's going fast. He's the very least singing fast, I guess. It's spoken word, really.
There was no like, there was no scratching. That's like big and
no, there was none of that.
and then it wasn't detuned super loaded guitars. It was pretty,
Should have.
Yeah. It's like a Limp Bizkit, Korn sort of sounding.
That'd be good.
Version.
Or like Linkin Park. That's considered nu metal, right?
Yeah, Linkin Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like the big three in my head that I think of.
I can't think of any others. The Gorillaz.
Is that
right?
That's not nu metal? They're more hip hop.
There's the rapping guy, and then the rest of it's rock.
They're not nu metal.
What would you consider it?
Alternative hip hop, I guess.
Okay.
If I had to call
Copy
it something.
that.
Yeah. But Fayman is a hater of Ned, and Moses'
Well,
whole thing this episode is she wants Ned and Fayman to get along because Ned is ultimately the closest thing that she's ever gonna have to like a best maid or whatever, maid of honor rather, maid of honor.
Best maid.
She'll do a hybrid thing, call her the best maid.
Best. You're my best maid, bitch.
He's a dude.
Yeah,
She's his
Fayman
best made
instantly
man.
hits him with the I don't like you.
Yeah, because
It's
the whole
fucked up.
because the whole time also this episode, along with that thing, Mose is also trying to find someone to share this spa gift card that she was gifted. It's like how much? $150 or something?
It was only like $80, I think.
Inflation taken into account, that would have to be like
Well,
$200.
inflation taken into account, it's like $500, dude. That's a clean 5 bone.
Yeah, to a spa. Yeah, it's enough for at least 2 middle school girls to get a
3.
Yes.
We see at the end.
Yes, you're right. 3 middle school girls, 2 of them in drag, ultimately. But that's because Mose doesn't have any girlfriends, and she can't find any girlfriends to go with her.
My question is, why has Fayman got to come at Ned so hard? You know,
He's very insecure. Why is he insecure, you ask?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's he get counting for? Something. Maybe he's making up. Maybe he's overcompensating for something. I don't know. He's a tall man.
I mean, the man's name is Fayman Fortune. How could he not be a
Fayman
confident man? We find out his last name in this episode. That's a nice little tidbit of lore.
I forgot that. I didn't remember that.
Because on IMDb, he's only listed as Fayman. He's not listed as Fayman Fortune, which I think is kind of a disservice to all the Ned heads.
It really is.
They really need to put the full character names on IMDb because like they're usually pretty funny.
Like I wonder what Missy's last name is because she's got to have one.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
You know.
I don't know what her last name could be because like does it work as well as Fayman's does where it's Fayman Fortune, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing. It's like, is it Missy? I don't even know what it would be. I can't even think of anything.
I have no idea, dude.
That'd be funny.
That'd be random.
Her name is just Missy Elliott.
It'd be the perfect era,
not even
though.
anything.
No,
it's not even a play on it. It's just that. Yeah.
I mean, the other kid's name is just Randy Jackson. I mean, damn.
No, it's not. That's what we call him. Fayman and Ned is like trying to find commonalities with Fayman because he's like, we don't have anything in common. Why should I have in common with this guy, this asshole motherfucker?
Yeah, because first, I mean, Ned does come at him also hard because he's like, fuck soccer. He tells him that to his face after he finds out that he loves soccer.
Well, because I think deep down in Ned's heart of hearts, he realizes that he does also covet Mose. He covets this lady.
This wench.
Yeah, who's infatuated for one reason or another against even her own better judgment, we find out, with Fayman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, because she's really forcing this. She's trying to force something that's not there with Fayman. She
is. Well, you know, because she even lists the things. It's in the next episode, but she lists the things she likes about Fayman, and you know, it's all just like he's nice. You know, he's sporty. He's tall, and it's just like, who gives a fuck? Like you didn't say like you like hanging out with him or anything. He has a good personality.
Yeah, I
She
don't
just
know.
likes him superficially,
Well, we're told that Fayman is some sort of a soccer protege from Brazil.
And he's also the Prince of Brazil.
Well, no, that was a lie. So
He should have been, though.
Ned and Fayman have a heart-to-heart. They come to eventually the realization that they have nothing in common except for that they are both compulsive liars. Absolute compulsive liars.
Disturbed.
And they're like, "Oh, you lie."
I find it disturbing.
It's pretty funny.
So
it's very
Ned
dark.
Tries to set,
it's very dark,
Ned tries
but it's
to
funny.
set Fayman up a couple of times with different things to try to catch him in the act of not being a perfect person.
Right.
He puts a $10 bill on the ground and tries to fucking get him with some gotcha journalism. Like he was just gonna steal that money.
That's pure hearsay, though. That's a crazy thing to call. So he's just literally, this is a dollar that he puts on the ground. Nobody saw him put the dollar there. Fayman especially didn't see him put the dollar there.
I also don't think that makes you a bad person.
That's what I'm
all.
saying. It's like, okay, it's not attached to anyone, and it's also not enough money to be like, wow, this is gonna like end someone's. This is gonna like really, really ruin someone's day that they lost $10. It's like, come on.
That's like a free lunch right there. That's a 10 bone right there.
I bet the person didn't even realize they lost it, unless they were damn poor. If they were damn poor, then it sucks. But like, what are you gonna do? You're never gonna find them.
At like any point in time, I feel like it's hard to know how much money you really have in your wallet. At least as an adult, I feel like when I was a kid, I feel like I had closer tabs on it because I didn't like have like a debit card or anything. But now it's like
you're just
the money
with
that
cash
I have in my
now.
wallet. It's for those various occasions where like I need to use cash.
Yeah, you got to go into the bar from the kitchen. You got to tip the guy. You got to tip the first doorman. You got to tip the second doorman. It's like Goodfellas.
Exactly. But I think it's fucked up. I think it would have been different if he would have put down like a credit card or something on the ground.
Yeah.
And then Fayman steals that.
Or
Because that would be fucked up.
Or a wallet or anything. Anything that attaches it to someone's actual identity. That's what makes it more fucked up. But that's just my... He
also didn't really give him much time to do anything about it. Like, he immediately, when he picks up the money and takes, like, a step, Ned's like, gotcha. You didn't go into that room right next to us. What if Fayman was going to pivot into the room?
It's crazy. Ned is like, you picked up money to teddy bear, aren't you? And then Fayman's like, well, actually, every time I pick up the money, he's like, he claims he donates the money to charity.
Yeah, to charity every single time.
Which is just a cunty thing to say, even if it's true.
That is.
It's not true. You think there's a chance that's true for him?
No shot. No,
he's just trying to make Ned feel bad because he's a compulsive liar. That was one of the first of many lies.
Yeah.
Of course.
And it's also because that was a real pussy move by Ned. Not gonna lie, I feel like that was stupid.
So Fayman's holding his own right now against Ned in the.
And they also had like the cool like diddle thing that like their faces like pop up into the screen with like the fucking.
It is a duel of
transition.
the fates between them.
It's very much like an old school superhero transition. What was the next thing? The other plot line, Cookie makes friends with the Weasel.
Yes. How does it?
I don't remember what led into that.
Cookie loses his pen. He's like, a blood-curdling shriek is heard, and then they run over to Cookie, and he's like, someone stole my favorite pen or some shit. Blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, it comes to they see Gordy. He's got a whole little diorama set up like Busch Gardens, with a mound of dirt, and he's hid in it. He's beat up.
Yeah, he's been absolutely demolished.
You see a little sign that says Weasel Food pointing at the kibble.
Yeah, a bowl of kibble. Little bowl of kibble.
And that was our first, the Weasel's back. That was our first hint that the Weasel's back, which it's been so long.
It was good. It was a little bit shocking to see Gordy already beat up. It made me feel like I missed something, It
is weird.
But, also, I feel like props-wise, that was a bowl of, like, Cocoa Puffs or something.
Like Reese's Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah. Because Cookie had to eat them.
You ever have Reese's Puffs? Reese's Puffs are probably better than Cocoa Puffs.
Reese's Puffs. Yeah. Peanut butter chocolate flavor. You remember the commercial?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, that's what made you want to buy them. No, they were just delicious.
Yeah, it was an absolute banger of a track, dude.
Yeah, it's like, they're crumb-believable. I don't know what that was for.
They're crumb-believable.
Something else.
That's good. I can picture it. I don't know what that's from. Is it from like Cookie Crunch or something?
I don't think so, but I don't really know. I think that Gordy's beat up just to make it to establish that he's afraid of the Weasel, and the Weasel has it out for Gordy in particular. Because the Weasel obviously gets along with, because it sees Cookie as a pawn, it gets along with Cookie, and I think it uses Cookie as a way to, as a means to its ends, of course, because it's plotting and it's smart.
It uses him Ratatouille style, where it like manipulates him as like a being to use, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. I mean, Cookie's probably particularly easy to co-op. You just got to hack into his software, and then you got him.
Exactly. We see it in the next episode where his software kills him every single time it receives an extra bit of electricity.
Yeah, static shock is another downfall.
It's big in the next one.
Cyborgdom has a lot of flaws.
We see the sick like little room that Cookie built for the Weasel in his locker. And every time they open the door, it's like playing some sort of like island rap, like Caribbean rap.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's a reggaeton or something. Like it's like boom, boom, it's fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, it was fun because it's like a bachelor pad.
It's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a little couch. We see in the credits at the end, the like bloopers, the Weasel accidentally like falls the fuck out of the locker. Hopefully he was all right, you know, because he was a real little guy. It wasn't a prop. That was a real Weasel they had in there.
Well, it was a ferret, like you said. It's
ferret.
Absolute domesticated
it's a
ferret. Soccer is an armless sport. Ned says it's a cowardly, armless sport played only by losers.
He says it's dumb.
Yeah, and then Fayman's like, it's the national sport of Brazil, which it may or may not be.
Oh, Brazil.
It probably is. I don't know.
I think it probably is.
You don't think it's capoeira?
What else would it be?
Capoeira.
Like beach volleyball?
It would be capoeira,
You know.
the dancing fighting.
Oh, the dance fighting, yes. I only know that from Bob's Burgers because they do an episode about it.
Everybody references it because, you know, it's a funny thing to talk about because it's very obscure in a way, but it's
cool,
a thing.
though.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Brazilian jiu-jitsu, that's another thing, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Weasel.
Rowing, other water sports.
Gordy says, "I am the mountain lion," because he's hid in the grass, camouflaged.
I feel like he's less of a mountain lion though, and more of like maybe like a cowardly mole, you know, hiding in the grass. Because like if it like face to face with that Weasel, he loses every time. He loses 10 times out of 10.
What else would lose to a weasel? A worm?
You don't think a mole would lose to a weasel?
I don't know what context a weasel's attacking a mole. I don't think that would happen.
Are they in different habitats?
Usually moles are underground and weasels are like, I guess.
You don't think a weasel could
underground.
like fetch into a hole and
I think
rip
weasels,
the mole out?
I think weasels probably burrow too, to some extent.
They got those snake-like bodies.
I don't know.
What's the deal with them?
They steal things. And they bring them back to their. You know, that's why he steals his pen. But then, Cookie really just kind of stumbles upon his hide. Right, he finds him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the weasel realizes, I can play this guy to my advantage by giving him the pen, pretending that we're friends. And then he's gonna
pretty smart. He got a free like Airbnb for a couple of days.
I'm surprised he didn't like. I'm surprised Cookie didn't get him some like goddamn tail on the side. You know,
he probably did.
I mean, I'm sure some slid through the pad. You know, in the meantime, we didn't necessarily see it.
Like that episode where they have the fake, like woman one.
Yeah. Exactly.
My next note is about Sylvia Gumpopper.
So Mose is desperately trying to find chicks to go to the spa with her. I don't really remember how she landed on this chick.
She just literally opened a yearbook and was like, "Boom, that's who I'm gonna ask."
Just at random, yeah. Number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad choice.
No, yeah, she was popping gum. She was like, but with just gum in her mouth. It was crazy.
It was really wild. It was just the tiniest little bubble she continually popped, just like over and over and over again.
Is that that must be do people do that anymore? I feel like that was like kind of a
skill.
That was kind of an early 2000s thing, though, right?
What, blow big bubbles?
Popping gum.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a whole lot of people doing gum tricks anymore. You know,
I think it's become grotesque. People
I
call
think it was a late '90s, early 2000s thing.
it's like a very much like a like what the hell do you want? You know, you pop it.
And before that, it was
Go
chewing
fuck yourself.
tobacco.
Yeah, true. It's the same idea. It's the same attitude.
And now it's vaping, fat clouds.
Yeah, you blow a fat cloud and you can't, and then you like run away. Like it's a smoke
like a
bomb.
magician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reggae song, it was like something until your body can move. I just remember.
Yeah, it was good.
That's how it was. But yeah, Mose doesn't get along with Sylvia Gumpopper. I mean, long story short.
Well, she can't stand the noise.
Yeah, it drives her mad. She gets out of there.
Yeah, Mose really gets nowhere with this plot line, honestly. She kind of, I mean, she flounders. Everyone on the volleyball team says no because they hate her.
She does present the coupon to the entire, which you'd think it's like it's spa. These are athletes. They need some rest and relaxation. They need some musculature rehabilitation and things like that. But no.
Yes. They need to go into the cryo chamber.
This is how fucking crazy they think Mose is and how insufferable they find Mose to be around. And that's fucking crazy. Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah. It's sad. She also ends up asking Missy because Ned pops in the idea in her head. She's like, well, you know, you hated Susie before you guys are best friends. You got to ask somebody that you just can't stand.
Yeah, because he's been dealing with Fayman. He did have a little bit of a... Is this by the point that he had a realization that he and Fayman are both liars, or is this before that?
No, not yet. This was post breakdance sequence.
Oh yes, that's right. We didn't mention that. So Ned, a dumb person, challenges Fayman, a tall, athletic to a degree at least, Brazilian man, to a dance off. A dance off. Yeah. So he's playing poppin', lockin'. You know, I don't exactly remember how that music went, but I mean,
it was a terrible beat.
It wasn't fast.
But everybody was vibing to it, though. Everybody was like, hell yeah.
And then Fayman's like, okay. And then he drops, he starts breakdancing. Not even on a cardboard box.
It's kind of crazy, honestly. No boxes in sight on the tile.
Yeah.
And he does a pretty good job. And I never saw where it, like, cut away to, like, another, like, person doing it.
It looked like it was him.
It did look like it was him. It makes me think that maybe the actor just can dance.
I think that might be the case because, yeah, it's like you saw him do the backflips, and then I feel like you saw his face pretty well. It looked like him.
You saw his face the whole time. They never cut to, you couldn't see his face. Pretty crazy, honestly.
And this show has no shame in cutting, like, in editing like that. Like, they would have done it.
No, they have no shame. They do not give a fuck. They would have brought in someone who doesn't look like him at all.
Yeah. It would have been great.
So Ned also tries to trick Fayman into having Missy try to ask him out to see if he's a cheater. But he says, my fart belongs to Mose.
Yeah, and is that just him not speaking English well randomly for no reason in this one instance?
Yes, it is exactly that instance.
Because
he means my heart belongs. Yeah. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense.
And then Missy's just standing there just like, what? And then Ned has to come in. He's like, she means heart.
He fucking knocks out Missy's like, shut up.
This is how crazy Ned is because he has already told Missy that this whole thing's set up. He's like, did he tell her it was because he wants Mose to feel jealous or what? Or did he not?
I don't really know.
He probably didn't get it.
We don't get a ton of context.
He probably didn't get into that. He's just like, Missy's dumb. At face value, I can tell her to do anything I want, and because she wants my dick so fucking much, she'll just do it. And that's crazy. Missy's damaged in a real way.
Well,
for sure.
Yeah. But
Gordy says,
so he says no. Yeah.
Well, Gordy points out to Ned at some point after the gum popper situation the reasons why Mose likes Fayman. He's tall. He's a tall soccer player, and he's got a crazy accent, and so therefore he's a perfect man. This is what Gordy says.
These are Gordy's words.
That's all you need.
Apparently. I mean, we find out that means nothing, in the end.
Yeah.
But
right.
Oh, we also get a continuity error with the background guy.
Yes, that's where
when they're in the class when Ned finally has the conversation with Fayman where they they hash it out and they become friends in the end. You know, they're both liars, they admit. But the kid in the background, you see him behind Ned's shoulder, like talking to some other guy. And then when they cut to Fayman's side, you also see him like doing something with like a bookshelf or something.
Yeah.
Same outfit and everything. He's the same guy.
Like on either side of the interaction, you can see the same guy.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
Doesn't exist. Like, it's impossible. They go to the salon and drag. That's pretty much where it ends.
Yeah, there was a couple. There was a pair of Janko jeans that we saw. Some very, very wide leg jeans in the background.
I don't think they were technically Janko jeans.
Janko jeans would have been even wider.
Like they would have been, and they didn't have the sick patch on the ass, you know.
Yeah.
But they were wide leg jeans.
Yeah, I mean, so Cookie steals the Weasel food. He gives the Weasel the food, blah, blah, blah. He ends up, he steals the Weasel food. Gordy catches him stealing the Weasel food. He has to eat the Weasel food then, which is probably like, I assume like eating cat food, which, you know, so Cookie eats cat food or something like that.
It would be gross.
Missy and Mose try to become friends because Missy and Mose hate each other. And Mose and Susie used to hate each other, and then they became friends. So Mose is like, well, maybe I can become friends with anybody I hate.
She can't, though.
Well, that's crazy. It makes sense in a way, I guess, but it's kind of a bizarre thought process.
Gordy does accidentally knock out Missy, which we see. She's in a neck brace afterwards.
You think he's gonna get charges pressed against him, or what?
No, it was an accident. I don't think anything's gonna happen to poor old Gordy.
There might be an insurance policy like that the school has in place to protect themselves against.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of loss prevention, accident insurance, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Though the one lie that you kind of hinted at with that we learn Fayman has used in the past. Fayman says I assume, got head from a girl because he told her that he was the Prince of Brazil.
He did, yeah. He definitely did.
Ned, I one time got some dome.
He's all of a sudden,
he's like, there is no
like from Scarface.
There is no Prince of Brazil. It's like, damn, that was a dumb bitch, huh? Shit.
And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, but all told, at the end of the episode, the tips. Ned comes out with the tips. Rule out weasels when you're trying to make new friends.
You know, no weasels.
Try and be friends with humans, maybe. That's fair.
Cookie's not going to listen to the advice. And Mose can't find any friends, so I don't know who the advice is for.
You gotta have animal people in the world. You know, what else? You know, people need to do that too.
That's true.
And then, yeah, like you said, the episode ends with Cookie and Ned in full drag, sat on either side of Mose, on her left and right hand, in the salon.
Yes. And that's it.
And the joke is that they're in drag.
Yeah,
because there's no possible way they could present themselves as men into the salon.
Cookie's in the persona of Simone.
Well, Cookie does enjoy being Simone, so that makes a lot of sense. Actually.
He even says he enjoys it.
I wonder what Ned's character's name is.
Yeah, we don't get any. We don't get
What would be the closest female name
to Ned?
Nadina. That's not a real name.
Edna? I don't know. It's just like mixes the letters around. Yeah, what are you giving this episode out of 10 weasels?
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 weasels. That's what I'm gonna say right now.
Pretty solid, yeah. I think I'm gonna go. I'll go 6.5 out of 10 weasels. Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah. It was solid.
Yeah, for the elements with the Weasel and Gordy that it had, and things like that. Frankly, it should have been better.
I think Gordy definitely could have been better. Yeah. I think he was held back a little bit, honestly.
Exactly.
I don't know what happened.
Right.
But,
so part 2, positives and negatives.
Positives and negatives. Mostly talking about static electricity, honestly.
Yeah, it starts out in science class. The bullies, Loomer, often shocking Cookie, right on the ear. He's like, ah! He goes down.
Yeah, right on the ear. What is that? Does that hurt really bad or something?
I think he's got.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like I've never been static shocked on the ear before.
I think he's got embedded neurons and neural processes and things around his head, all over his head.
You think that's where like the insert point is, where the wire goes into his head, like to make him full?
Well, his
Android,
glasses kind of connect to his face there, so maybe there's a contact.
They do embed in, right? Isn't there some sort of some sort of surgery?
He can never take them off.
He grafted them on.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
But I could see him doing it, honestly. Well, actually, no. I could see him getting the glass, like his vision fixed, and like having some sort of like lens in his eye where he sees everything instead of having the bulky
He has
glasses,
both his eyes completely removed and replaced with computer eyes.
with bionic eyes. Yeah. Or he just gets that fucking neuron implant that Elon is trying to get people to get.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But no, yeah.
I don't know how advanced that makes you, but
Ned is like, think positive. If you do, think positive, the good things will happen and shit like that, blah, blah, blah. Not for Cookie. Cookie's positive. He's a happy-go-lucky kind of guy, but bad shit keeps happening to him. Bad shit keeps happening to a good Cookie.
And it's sad. You want to see Cookie succeed. You want to see him be happy.
Yeah. But just as Ned is explaining that positive emotions and positivity is contagious, enter Mark Downer.
Yep.
Downer.
Enter. Greasy motherfucker.
He steps in. He's like, "What's up, guys?"
He's like high on like ketamine or something.
He's like, "You guys ever do fentanyl?"
Yeah. What's something that makes you sleepy? I don't know.
Perks.
Yeah. Xans. He's fucking got bars, dude.
But yeah, this guy's the sleepiest, most knocked out guy you've ever seen in your life.
So many narcotics. It's fucked up, dude. He's in middle school.
Yeah, he's a transfer
in 8th
student
grade.
or something. He's like the new kid in class.
He's in 8th grade and he's already addicted to Percocets.
Say hello to Mark. He's like, Mark already thinks life stinks. He's already jaded to the point of addiction. That's not good.
He honestly does kind of look like Lil Xan if you pull up a picture of him.
I would have to pull up a picture of him. I don't know if
I would too, to actually be sure that I'm thinking of the right person. Yeah, Mose and Fayman are gonna finally have their first kiss. This would be their 4th date, I believe.
something like that.
Because she said the first date, Fayman had a cold. Second date, Moses' dad came with, I guess, for the entire date.
He had a cold and they
Sucks.
still went in on a date, though.
Yeah, well, that's perseverance,
That's a trooper.
honestly.
Exactly.
And then the third date,
Wait, so
she
his
said she had
dad...
nacho
Wait,
breath.
her dad? Moses' dad?
Yeah, her dad, yeah.
So the girl's dad was on the...
Not the authoritarian fucking dude that's Fayman's dad.
Yeah, but it would be almost better to have Fayman's dad than the dad of the girl. You don't want the girl's dad on the date. He's going to be protective and shit,
What if he's not though? What if he's just like some guy? He's weirdly
trying to get his girl laid.
and he only he only went because he wanted to play games or something,
Yeah, he's just like a total gamer.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be good.
Gotta go to an arcade again sometime, honestly. Fuck.
It's like, sup, dude?
Sup, man?
Have fun with her.
Have fun with her. He high fives him. It's fucked up. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It makes me more uncomfortable that you're this way.
Yeah.
That's his whole game.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're going to go out on their date, and it does cut to them out in front of somebody's house. I assume Moses' house. I assume Fayman's dropping her off.
It was a crazy cut, too. It was just
That's traditional.
It was like the conversation, and then this is the kiss happening right now.
Yeah.
And it was the real kiss. I thought at first it was going to are we going to run this back? Was this a dream sequence? Like, what's happening right now?
No. No, the sets people built a facade of an outside of a
exciting.
house.
We got to see an exterior location that was not the school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nighttime, some good lighting, really great.
Was that supposed
atmosphere?
Was that supposed to have been Moses' house?
I believe it was Moses' house.
He's dropping her off.
I assume this show would be a traditional stance of Fayman dropping her off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's old, 2006 or whatever.
Yeah, he's
But
being chivalrous in that way. But yeah,
and it's not what she expected.
it leaves her unsatisfied.
She's like, ugh.
She's like, ah.
Oh God!
Why did that taste like garlic and?
Why did that taste like fucking tobacco?
Yeah. True. He might be addicted to tobacco.
You think he's doing like what is it, like snuff, like the tobacco you snort or whatever?
Snooze. He's
snooze.
He's into snussies.
That's what...
I don't know. But yeah,
do people use those, and does people do that in the U.S.? I feel like that's more of like a.
It is an otherworldly thing.
Outside.
It's more like a.
I know there's a Twitch streamer that does it, and he's from like I don't know, some
what do
Scandinavian country.
You just snort it up or what?
He like you just like blast it. Yeah.
Oh God.
Some snooze.
Yeah, that seems like it'll fuck your sinuses up.
I can't imagine what that's like, because tobacco's like leaves. Like you like. You just always feel like you have allergies. Yeah. You're like, oh God.
But yeah, despite the bad kiss, Mose is forcing the love on Fayman, forcing the love of Fayman on herself, forcing herself to love Fayman. She's just forcing this relationship in a crazy way.
Yeah, it's unhealthy.
It's an unhealthy thing she's doing. But Mark is a full-on nihilist. He's like, listen, man, the world is meaningless. The universe is barren.
He wears some sick.
We don't get any. We don't get any
urban camo.
We don't get,
question mark.
Well, at some point, you think, are they going to humanize Mark? Are they going to be like, hey man, my parents both died in like some sort of a horrific heroin overdose?
They should. Well, honestly, I think they probably did have some sort of heroin overdose.
Both of them.
And he's like, that was the moment I started taking Percocets in his hands.
It's just so crazy, fuck. Yeah, no, but I mean, that's what they set him up. It's like it's the hyperbolic extreme of that whole thing. That's why we're saying this sort of stuff, because it's exactly what he is.
It's exactly what. That's what they wanted him to be. But I feel like as a kid I didn't pick up on it because I didn't know about people just taking
But they never explain why he's this way at any point. They never
No. His name is Mark Downer. That is the explanation.
He just sucks. He just sucks, and fuck him. Don't be around him. If you can avoid him, do that. Avoid him like the plague. Time,
the only explanation they have for why a character is the way they are is their name.
And I'll tell you what, one of
the
48 laws of power is avoid depressed or downed people, because they will take you down with them. And this is exactly what Ned is saying.
Honestly, yeah, I do totally agree with Ned's sentiment, that you got to stay positive and that you shouldn't be around people that are always negative. I feel like that is cancer. It's bad.
Yeah,
You see it a lot too. There's a lot of negative people out there.
Sometimes I'm negative, but ultimately you don't want to be that way around people. It's it's just unpleasant.
Yeah, I try to keep myself in a positive mood most of the time.
Yeah, of course.
Try to lift people up.
Good. Yeah, you got him. Yeah. The school basement floods. We learn.
It does. We do learn that there is a basement in this school. So I picture it as the Nightmare on Elm Street boiler room basement.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a furnace.
What do you think?
So the furnace is probably...
That's true. There is a furnace.
You got to have access to the furnace, maybe reservoir from the basement.
Yeah. You got to be able to toss some coal into it, You think there's a guy for that, or you think Gordy's got to go down there every now and again and do it?
Well, you think Gordy has an extra troll man that he has on payroll?
I think he might have a troll man, yeah.
I think we've talked about this guy before. He's got a long, spindly nose.
He's got one big eye.
Yeah, and he always keeps the school hot. The school is so hot all the time because of the incredible, crazy furnace that's blasting.
He's just He's just Gordy's henchman down there.
He's like, keep it going. He's like, man.
He brings him like a baby Ruth,
He brings him like a baby chicken or something, like a baby
He
squirrel.
eats it alive.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, he pops it in his mouth in one piece.
He's got like a pet, like sugar glider. You're like, that's weird.
That'd be adorable.
That'd be sick, yeah.
What even is the
We,
reason? Why do we even learn that? What's the point of the school basement being flooded? I don't remember why he says that. Gordy says that.
Just because he's bringing a dehumidifier down there, which weird way to get rid of the flooding. A dehumidifier?
Well, that's just like that's after you've gotten most of the water out. You're just trying to dry shit out.
It'll dry it, yeah. It'll dry
the final
it out,
bit of dryness that you need to get before you absolutely tear everything out, because it's all got to be redone. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to have to be torn up from the foundations up. I think the school's going to have to be demolished.
It was inundated with water.
Mold. Black mold. Ugh.
Yeah, mold. Yeah, Gordy and the troll man are both going to get
the troll man's going to die. He goes down there one day and the troll man's just dead.
He's drowned.
Oh, no.
The basement.
Gordy covers it up. Oh, there. Fuck. The blood's on your hands, Gordy.
That'd be fucking crazy.
They need to have a spin-off of this show, like Better Call Saul style, of just Gordy.
Yeah, Gordy, he like goes from school to school for some reason as a janitor.
Yeah, he's a janitor at all schools, you know?
Somehow we get a transition where Professor X is involved with getting Mose hooked up.
Well, even before that, they do the run kiss, remember?
You're right.
I don't remember actually what leads into that.
Mose sees Fayman talking with a couple of dudes across the hall, and she's like, you know what? This is what they do in the movies. We're going to run at each other, and it's going to be glorious.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And she just takes at him, and then he does also respond. He sees her coming, and he also starts running at her, right? And then they smash faces. I mean, it's incredible that they didn't just completely break their teeth, break their noses, break their orbital bones. Something could have happened. And then they smash onto the floor.
Break their ass.
Could have hit their ass on the floor.
They do show a close-up of their faces hitting, so they did have to, like, weird kiss into it.
Yeah, their lips smashed. They might get, I mean, at least they're going to get fat lips, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the least of it.
I mean, it's basically like their faces punching into each other.
I would have, it would have been something if we see both of them just like they spit up like the bloody teeth out of their mouth.
Just a whole bunch of blood, and it suddenly is very violent.
Teeth, out of their mouth. Yeah,
we should have done that in like a movie back in the day, like done fake teeth coming out. That would have been good.
True.
That seems like an easy practical effect you could do.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's the Professor X. Love books. She's addicted to love books. She's probably fucking getting off, flicking her goddamn bean in the teacher lounge.
They're like the ones that you can get from like Walmart. You can go, or like Target or Publix. You can like just go in and get some like fucking novels.
Yeah, some adulterous, like the content of which you reading it. It's like, damn, I feel like I'm being adulterous right now just reading this.
I've never actually read one of those. I wonder how dirty they actually get, or if they're just like romancy.
They're like, I felt his ribbed condom along the inside.
Oh God!
It just gets crazy graphic.
Why is it so graphic?
It's like, this is what chicks get off to. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. We get a good effect of when Ned's plan to make Mark happy is to give him some positive energy. So he brings in Corley to try to talk to him.
Yes.
And for some reason, Corley and Ned are both wearing happy face pins, like gigantic ones on their shirt.
Is that just to spread positivity generally?
What do you mean?
Like wearing the pins?
Corley? I think it's just nice, yeah. I don't know why they're wearing them. They look like the old school Walmart style when they used to have like the happy face as their logo.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the hippie, like have a nice day thing.
Yeah, that thing too. Or the Watchmen.
But
without the blood. But yeah, so Corley ends up getting downed by the downer. He cannot handle it. He starts talking about death And about
He's like, there's so many good things to
popping
do in life
pills.
and everything's so good. And it's like, you also have to do heroin to hide the pain. And he gets his mind.
He just starts spitting those fucking Biggie Smalls bars where he's talking about suicide.
Yeah, he's like,
that would have been good.
Yeah. I can't believe suicide is on my or whatever it is.
Yeah. I feel like death is fucking calling.
He starts
It's
singing.
a classic song, dude. We used to slap to that song, the Bob Marley
the
chorus.
remixed version.
Yeah.
The original version is even like more depressing and dark sounding. I don't know if you heard that.
I bet.
It doesn't have Bob Marley to pick you up in the middle.
Bob Marley's classic, man. But we so the thing about the buttons is that when Corley's brought down with his negativity, and so is Ned, it turns from a happy face into a frowny face next time we see it in the next cut, which I thought was a very
so
good touch.
the range of emotions though that the guy that plays Corley exhibits, I mean, it's pretty. This is Corley spiraling into absolute insanity. I'm thinking this is his first hits of probably what's going to be ending up being many schizophrenic breaks. He's never going to be the same after this. It's because of Mark.
No, he's
it's
not.
because of Mark Downer. The
Yeah.
witchcraft of Mark Downer.
Yeah, and I think in a way they don't show it, but it's drugs and depressants being introduced to the students,
metaphor.
to the student body.
It's metaphorical.
I think it is, honestly. Yeah. I think it's pretty good.
The nihilism of postmodernism, as well as
it's pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
They don't want to be too on the nose with it.
There's also, and we haven't talked about this yet, I think, a goth girl named Sarah.
Was that her name? See, I
Sarah.
didn't even catch a name.
Sarah. I don't know what her last name is, but her first name's Sarah. And yeah, she hits Ned with a couple weird things throughout the episode. She says a couple strange things, like, what was the first thing she said? She was like,
I have no idea.
She's like, I look at the sun every day and I still don't feel any warmth.
Oh, right. That was really funny, yeah. And she also tells Billy that she's like, I'm immune to shock.
That was the first thing.
Yeah, that was the first thing. It was nice and drawn out. But yeah, they hit it off.
She looks like the little girl from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, they reminded me of two people from Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Like when they so Ned sets up. Well, actually, no. Ned doesn't even set this
His
up.
Theory.
Gordy and Cookie set this up.
His theory is negative plus negative equals positive.
Because of math.
Yeah. And
so Gordy and Cookie have set up this electrostatic bomb for Billy. We never see Billy fall into this
because
trap.
probably
though.
more than 10 times throughout the episode, not Gordy. Loomer shocks Cookie, and every time it's debilitating.
Every time he does a high-pitched scream and falls to the ground, which is pretty funny most of the time. It was pretty good. I liked it.
Good gag.
Yeah, but so that's where they have their meeting, Sarah and what's his name, Mark Downer. And they end up kissing, and the electrostatic explodes, and the school flips upside down.
Yeah, we get the school pops, fire.
Mm-hmm.
They have blackened faces like Looney Tunes cartoons, or like in Beetlejuice.
And so does Ned, because he tried to stop it.
It is the vibes of, because they're like lovers that maybe they're dead now. And they're.
I think honestly they do. I think that was a suicide right there. I think that's.
Well, it wasn't. It was inadvertent. It was a mutual death via accident, and Cookie and Gordy are culpable.
It was a
for
double
that.
overdose.
It was a double homicide by Gordy and Cookie.
A double homicide. Gordy's a hitman. Gordy's the bookie they shouldn't have
They
crossed.
made it look like an accident, to be fair. That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, well, you have to.
It was enough static shock to kill two developing humans.
To kill two full-grown horses.
But before that,
what was the
before
last
they
thing?
kiss, though, Mark is like, "I've got a rotting fruit collection," and then Sarah's like, "You want to listen to some industrial noise?"
The industrial noise comment's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun. And then they blow up.
Oh, the production that they set up, Dr. Xavier and
Yeah, we can get
the
back to
AV
that.
Club, Birdman. There's just a
The
guy
garden
that
club
has
as
birds.
well. She's like, "I need doves," and it's yeah, the Birdman shows up.
Yeah, and he's just like, We've seen him around too in like the background. I don't know exactly what his name is or what his deal is, but
He's Birdman.
He's a fucking bird guy. But they all have headsets on. They put on the production like it's a full theater or like a movie or something.
Yeah, it's a full-on AV production. They got teams.
Green screen.
Green team, red team, A team, blue team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was that A team mixed in there?
Fayman faints actually at the end of it. So it's like
and Mose doesn't give a fuck.
It's a backdrop of like a beach. They release the doves. Yeah. The chorus is going, so they got the chorus involved as well.
Yeah.
The lighting team, obviously the AV squad. Fayman kisses her. I guess he faints. Why? Because he wants the kiss to happen.
Because he loved it.
He's like, oh my god, wow. Because he's probably actually
because that kiss was too.
Every
good.
kiss that he's ever had in his life has been a lie. He's never actually had a kiss. Maybe. What about that?
That's true.
You think he's actually lying about every conquest he's had prior to Mose?
He might have been. He is a fucking big time
fully
liar.
Full of it.
Yeah.
And so he's come all in his pants, and then Mose is like, and Mose is left dry. Absolutely.
Yeah, she didn't like it. She hated it. She says, "Someone clean this bitch up." She said, she
"Get him out of my sight."
That. She's like, "Fucking somebody come get this guy."
Yeah.
She tosses something behind her and it hits him.
She's like, "All right. Hopefully, this is the last time she tries to force this goddamn."
You think it's a wake up call?
Well, I don't know if this is a wake up call that she's like needs to look at other options. I don't know. Maybe this is the point at which she realizes she truly is a lesbian. I don't know what happens now.
And that she's always loved Susie.
Because I don't want to say it's Moses' fault. I don't want to say it's Fayman's fault. But something's not right between the two of them.
They're not meant for each other.
Exactly.
And I think everybody's known that from the start.
We have. I mean, but we're the ones watching
from the
show.
Jump. Well,
we have dramatic irony on our side.
But yeah, I think it was
the last note I have is Cook kills. Who does
episode.
Cook kill?
Cook kills he kills Billy and Crony.
Yes, that's right.
He wears a full rubber outfit.
He dresses like a condom, a full rubber suit, because that's Sweeney's advice. Sweeney's like, rubber doesn't conduct electricity, so if you dress...
He comes out of nowhere, hey!
Drape yourself in rubber like I do on the weekends, and you'll be able to shock the shit out of anybody.
You'll be able to kill 2 students.
Yeah. So
Buzz looks on.
Yeah, Crony and Loomer both. They're gonna do a tandem. They were trying to. That was a hit on Cook. They were trying to kill Cook. To be fair,
it was an active hit.
If they did a double static, he would have gone down. His head might have blown up like
right
scanners.
at both of the soft spots of his skull, because he's still got a soft spot in his skull like a baby.
Yeah, his head has been enforced by technology ever since then. It's not had a chance to really develop its own integral strain.
It hasn't, no.
So if you hit it with the right charge, you'll blast it right into pieces. But he's able.
The motherboard will
He's
fry.
able to grab the hands and like the.
And he has enough strength to pull them together.
Yeah, it's like the Spider-Man when he joins the cable cars, and it's also like the Da Vinci where the hands meet, whatever that is, the Sistine Chapel.
Exactly, yeah.
And
whatever that's called.
And he really he holds them together for like 15 seconds. They're like fucking frying.
Well, he wants them to feel the pain. He wants them to feel the death.
And it's fair because they've gotten him a lot of times with that same shit throughout the episode.
They have. And every time has been detrimental to his soul, I believe.
Yeah, it's altered him life-changingly each time they've done it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Is changingly a word? No way.
It's close. I think I'm going to rate this episode a 7 out of 10. I think it's a little bit better than the first half.
Yeah, I think it was a little better as well, even though it didn't have any Weasel, really. It didn't have much...
I think it was stronger in its own regard.
Yeah. So I'm going to do 7.25 out of 10 Weasels.
Nice.
Above the 7 of the end.
Yeah. Pretty decent couple of episodes. We'll see what the last couple have. Pretty sad that there's only a few left, but what can you do?
We've got to try to do a live one, at least before the end,
That'd be cool.
Maybe with a
wild,
guest even, or 2. A quad pod again. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, quad pod. Yeah, we got to get it back.
But we'll see.
Yeah. And thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you guys for the next Ned pod.
Yep. Stay Ned.
It's in the bones. You